The way we make something from a material depends on what we want to make, as well as the property of the material. Take, for example, first metal,
which is made from ores in furnaces and then run off as white hot liquids and cast into ingots.
then clay,
from which pottery such as these jugs and plates are made.
raw wood,
which has to be seasoned and sawn into planks and strips before it can be made into furniture.
and from oil comes plastic.
In this program, we're going to show you how things are made from the plastics family of materials. Can you guess why they're called plastics? This drill case is made from nylon. It isn't soft like this plasticine, which you could mold into any shape you chose, if you were clever enough to do so.
Well done, Vilma. We'll make a sculptress of you yet. Plastics are called plastics because when they are heated, they become soft and plastic.
These cups are being made from a sheet of heat-softened plastics. The sieves and bowls by squeezing molten plastics into molds. Even films and threads can be made by forcing molten plastics through shaped holes. And hot plastic sheet can be sucked into a mold to make a liner for the refrigerator door. All different ways of making things by using pressure to force heat-softened plastics into the shapes we want.
This is an ordinary sort of scene to show how pressure can be used to shape materials. In this case, cake icing, by squeezing it through a shaped nozzle. This process is called extrusion.
Extrusion is often used to make things from plastics. Things like curtain track, hose pipes, and polythene film. But remember, we do have to heat our plastics first in order to make them soft enough to shape. And although a bag is good enough to squeeze icing through a nozzle, we do need a bit more power for plastics.
You're probably wondering what my mincer has to do with plastics. In fact, I'm extruding my mince. And what's pushing the mince through the mincer is a screw.
A machine for extruding plastics also has a screw to push the plastics along. The screw is fitted into the barrel and driven by a powerful motor. It would be a bit too much for anyone to turn by hand. We also need to be able to heat the plastic material in the extruder in order to soften it. We now have to make plastic the right shape. This we can do by fitting the correct die onto the extruder. The method used is exactly the same as the nozzle for icing a cake.
Well, if we want to make the soft plastic hard again, we must cool it. And that's what's happening here. The plastic pipe is being cooled to set its shape.
Not all plastics behave just like that. Those that do go soft when you heat them and hard when you cool them are called thermoplastics. And you can keep on softening them by heating them and hardening them by cooling them over and over again, just like you can with candle wax or sealing wax. These are thermoplastics. Thermoplastics like polythene, polypropylene, polystyrene, nylon, For a drill case, and for a car rear light cover, acrylic.
But another important class of plastics behaves a little differently. Look at this pan handle. Now, it wouldn't do for this to go soft if it got warm, would it? So, it's made from a class of materials called thermosetting plastics. Now, these materials do go soft when they're first heated, but then, if they're heated a bit more, they change. They harden and set. And once set, they're set for good. And we can't make them soft again, no matter how long we heat them.
Dyes and pigments can be added to the plastic materials to colour the granules before they are moulded or extruded. Obviously, to make some products, colouring agents aren't needed.
I can't extrude plastics with my mincer. I've no way I can make it hot enough to make the plastic soft. What I can do, though, is to heat some polythene powder, which is a thermoplastics, remember, in the oven and let gravity provide the pressure. I'll use this tin lid as a mould. A little grease to ease the moulding out. Grease is not essential, but it helps. By the way, use a silicone grease or polish if you can. Put in some polythene powder. Tamp it down so there are no gaps. Level it off and put it in the oven.
I have set the oven at about 190 degrees centigrade, which is fine for this polythene powder. It takes a little while, about 20 minutes, for the polythene to melt. It's very hot, so I'll cool it in a bowl of water.
It's cool enough now. 1 polythene tile. I could have used a number of different plastics, but polythene powder is one of the safest and easiest to use.
This machine, in a way, combines what Vilma has just done with what an extruder does. It can melt a thermoplastic such as polythene, force it into a mould to make things such as bowls. Now, like an extruder, it has a barrel with a screw inside it, heaters round the barrel to soften the plastic, and a hopper to put the granules in. It hasn't got a die. Instead, there is a mould which can be opened and closed. And the screw doesn't only just rotate, it also goes backwards and forwards. As the granules are fed forward by the screw, they push the screw backwards. When enough plastics to make another moulding has been fed into the barrel, the screw stops. When the mould is empty and closed and ready, the screw is driven forward, forcing the plastic into the mould, a process known as injection. And this technique of moulding plastics is called injection moulding. Each part of the machine's operation is controlled automatically. And although this moulding is being removed by hand, mouldings are usually discharged automatically as well.
Remember where we said plastics come from? Yes, from oil. Oil from wells drilled through Alaskan snows, desert sands, or under the sea is the raw material of plastics. And tanker to an oil refinery, where giant plants work 24 hours a day to separate the oil into its various parts or fractions.
Contain substances whose molecules are broken down by heat to give us the starting materials, ethylene, propylene, and others from which most plastics are made. A bit further along, and the ethylene is turned into polyethylene, and the propylene into polypropylene. And all the time, technicians in the control rooms keep the processes under control to give us the right product. These are delivered by road, rail or sea to the customers. The moulders and extruders who make the wide variety of plastics articles with which we have become so familiar.
In this program, we have introduced you to just some of the techniques used to make a few things. The plastics, just one family of materials.